Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. We are in the jungle once again, and today we're going to have a look at this product from One Tigris. It's that bushcraft mat. Now, it's pretty versatile, and I thought it was quite unique, and that's why I got it, and I'm going to share it with you today. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. So this product caught my eye. It is essentially a ground sheet. And you might be thinking, what's so special about a ground sheet? I think there's some thought put into this which I actually appreciate. And basically it's a pretty small ground sheet. It measures 4.2 feet by 2.2 feet, weighs about 530 grams or 19.5 ounces. So not the lightest ground sheet that you will get, and definitely not for the size because it's pretty small, right? It's about 4 by 2. You might be wondering, that's more like a footprint, not really a ground sheet. Yes, you can argue that it's more of a footprint. I personally like this size for my general, casual, recreational bushcraft needs. It's small enough that I think it's easy to manage. The material is also very good. In fact, this is it right here. This is the second one that this is on it, but I'll show it to you in just a bit. But I find that the size is great for most of my needs, and if I build a shelter with a 3x3 top, the ground sheet that I have inside doesn't have to be that big, and this fits well. And because of the thickness and durability, and also because of the design of what you can do with it, besides being just a bushcraft mat or a ground sheet, I think it's actually a pretty nice product. So let's open this up and you can have a closer look at it. So here's the bushcraft mat opened up. As you can see, it's not very large, but it's a great footprint in my opinion. Material wise, great quality, 500D Cordura, and you notice on both ends there's actually this tube sleeve sewn in. So that's the same for both ends, and that's for you to slot rods in, ropes, or whatever you might need to do, or if you want to build the bushcraft chair. Now on the other side, now this is single layered, as you can see, but on the edges they do have this nylon strap sewn in like loops, and this is for you to hang items if you use this particular mat as some kind of a seat holder, or maybe you could hang this up from a ridge line, and then this can be used to hold other things. So really multiple uses, and I think it's quite interesting how they thought about this, really transforming just a simple ground sheet into something that can be more multifunctional. Well, let's now use this particular mat and build ourselves a bushcraft chair. To build the bushcraft chair, you need a couple of resources and materials. You need 3 lengths of wood. Ideally, you want long pieces like that and straight. Now, this one over here is not straight, but we work with what we can get. You want something about 2 inches in diameter, ideally. You also need 1 crossbar, which is just over a meter or 3.5 feet long. And that's actually for the bottom crossbar. Now to process the wood, you will need some tools. So we used a folding saw and a parang for delimbing. You will need some paracord to do the lashing to hold the chair together. And of course, you need your bushcraft mat. The first thing you want to do is to lash these 3 poles together with a tripod lash. You'd start off about 1 foot from one end. Start off with a clove hitch, and then you're going to wrap the cordage around the 3 poles like that. And I would say do about 5 to 7 wraps. I'm going to do 5 based on the length of this cordage. Now you want your wraps together, but not super tight, because you want some give, because you want the tripod to be able to maneuver and open up. So not too tight. And then you're now going to add frappings, which is basically wraps between the 3 poles around these 5 wraps. And we're going to do maybe about 2 to 3 fraps around each of these, and that's to bind the tripod lash together. And then we'll finish off with a clove hitch. And for good measure, I'm just tying the two loose ends together, and there you have the tripod lash. We're now gonna open it up, set it up, and add on the crossbar. So the tripod is set up. In our case, we had one really bent length of wood, so that's just going to be for the front. We want a straight one for the back, so that's nice and strong. I still think it will work. So that's the tripod lash. Opening up the tripod, and we've got the crossbar, and it's now slotted through the bottom of that bushcraft mat. And what we're going to do is tie the crossbar to the two front lengths of wood of the tripod using square lashes. To start the square lash, you tie a clove hitch again, and what you're going to do is to lash this crossbar to this vertical pole. So you're going to loop around the vertical, come around, go around the horizontal to the back of the vertical, and come up again and around. And I'll show it to you. So you want to come on the outside of the clove hitch, and if you come around this side, you want to go underneath this lash. So pull it tight, go round, underneath behind the previous lash, and then come round. And if you come round to the front again, I would say go 3 rounds. That should be enough for this particular project. And then you're going to do frapping again, and frapping is to bind the lashing tight. So just go round, and I think we can go maybe 3 times here. So you want to make sure this is about 90 degrees. Now it's important, in my opinion, for the frappings to be really tight. The lashings can be slightly loose, but in this case you can be tight, but you really want the fraps to be tight because that holds it together. And then we can finish off with the clove hitch. That's not enough, so we'll finish off with just a half hitch here. I think that'll be fine. And maybe we can even tie these loose ends together just so that they're held together. For the top, there's also a slot. Instead of putting a crossbar, just put some cord, thread it through, and then you just pull it tight, and you're going to tie it to the top of this tripod, which is what we're doing. So we're just going to tie it off simply. Probably just do almost like a shoelace knot. And I'll just add a toggle. And we'll see how much slack we need, whether we need to tighten it, and we'll sit down and have a feel. Here we have the completed bushcraft chair. It's extremely sturdy, it is comfortable. My buddy's actually taking a nap. He didn't do anything to help, and yet he's napping, but we'll let him be. This is really a fun build. Remember I mentioned the loops on the back of the mat? Well, you can hang stuff like this parang over here in case a monkey comes to attack in the middle of the night. Now this is really a fun project to build, easy to get the resources, put it together, and it's really comfortable. A great project for the campsite. Now do let me know if you've built something similar of this style. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.